All right. Hello, everyone. I'm here today with Bernadette Wulf, who's teaching our March workshop for, I'm calling it the Gaian Fairy Congress community, because we have the Fairy Congress is our in-person event that happens every July, and the Gaian Congress is our online event that happens every January. But then we have these monthly workshops every month. We have one workshop the third Saturday just to keep our energy together, and it keeps us inspired to continue to connect with the subtle realms. So today I have Bernadette Wulf of the Fae Hollow School of Magic, and we're so excited she's going to be teaching our March workshop. And could you just start with maybe a little bit of your origin story? How did you first connect to the Fae, or what called you, or do you have a tale to tell?
I was always, interested in magic and fairies and fairy tales and all that kind of stuff when I was a kid. And, I didn't really know if it was real or not, but I wished it was. And then I guess it was probably when I was a teenager when I read the Lord of the Rings books and I read the descriptions of the elves. I really felt like there was something I remembered, it kind of triggered this memory that there was something real about it, and I started exploring it. And I took some workshops with R.J. Stewart and Tom Cohen, and particularly Tom Cohen's workshops really got me connected with my own personal connection with the fairies, and my ancestral links. So yeah, it was kind of an evolution over a few decades.
Yes, that's well, I've been thinking that's the best way to build relationships. It's nice and slow and really, yeah, get to know each other. So then your workshop in March, this is something that we come across a lot. The fairies, Faery versus, which are really more the she and the elves, versus fairies, nature spirits, Fairy. And my sense is you work more with the she, and I know your workshop is on the Faeries of Avalon.
Mhm.
And this is all kind of new to me, this whole myth with Guinevere. But this is what you'll be teaching about, right? Can you give us a little overview
Yeah,
of that?
yeah, I think the spellings are kind of more European versus American, and in America, people tend to think of Tinkerbell, So yeah, it can be different depending on who you ask. But yeah, I kind of have the same way of looking at it as you do, as the Fairy tend to be the more the nature spirit types. So yeah, I've been more and more called into working with the Faeries of Avalon, and they've been around since before the Arthurian times, and they're woven into those legends, and they're still doing the work of trying to bring the new Camelot to our planet. And it only occurred to me in the last couple of years that that they're still doing this work. And I used to read the stories like this happened long ago, but fairies live so long that they're still with us, and we can still work with them to help them, bring this vision to reality.
Mm. And the vision of fairies and humans working together.
Right. Yeah. The
Yeah.
fairies and the humans working together, and the bringing in the new Earth reality, the new golden age that's been predicted.
Mm-hmm.
Which they really want to have it happen because they want humans to wake up and start taking care of the planet.
Yeah, which certainly needs to happen. All right. So and do you have a connection with so can I use the word she of Avalon, and is this
Um,
related to Guinevere, or
I
evolved?
with all of them, but the one that I work with the most is Nimue,
Mm-hmm.
and Merlin too. They kind of work together a lot. I've always been drawn to Morgan Le Fay, and Guinevere not as much, although recently, especially since I read Wendy Berg's book about Guinevere. I really got a new respect for her.
Mhm.
And it just the fact that she was the one that incarnated in the human world and had to like stay here, you know. So um that was a really challenging role that she took on. So
Yeah,
yeah, I like to work with her too.
all right.
Got a kind of a different energy than Nimoy. She's more grounded in the earth reality. Whereas
Yeah.
I experience Nimoy as being very cosmic.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yes. Well, there's that whole story that I'm still, it's hard. We humans like to have things sort of concrete. We're in the 3D world. We want to know, like, okay, this is what happened. And sometimes it's really
Mhm.
hard to get these big stories from different dimensions. But there is that connection between the she and other star systems
Right.
here. And then, yes, the she, and then down into the human realm. So that's something that I'm particularly interested in. Is this through line from the stars to the she to the humans to this planet? So
Yeah.
it's interesting that the Nimoy is more, because there are, yeah, there's some she who are more, just like there's some humans who are more star oriented and more humans who are more really earth oriented.
Right. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, and so we're going to be doing some journeying and connecting with these she in the workshops.
Yeah. Um, that's the main thing I do is like, give a little background and then do a guided journey. Then I usually have people give some feedback about what they experienced, because I
Right.
think it's really helpful for people to hear what each other experiences. It helps with the social validation, people call it.
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
oh,
for sure.
I'm not just making this up in my head, you know.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I find that very true as well. And then it helps you digest it more as well. Just having, because I find sometimes it's really fuzzy, but then having to find the words. It's as they say, words are our vehicle of creation. So sometimes having to put this vision into words really helps
Yeah.
integrate and digest. All
Right.
right. So, yeah, the workshop, this is working with the Fairies of Avalon. And it's Saturday, March 18th at 10 a.m. And I will put, we now have two websites, fairycongress.com and guyandcongress.org. And your website is fayhollows.com. And I will put all of those in
It's
the video
actually
description.
CelticMysterySchool.com.
Okay.
You
CelticMysterySchool.com.
have Faye
Right.
Hallows, which with an A, not O.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Okay.
that also will point there, but it's originally
Okay.
Celtic Mystery School.
Okay. Great. Well, I hope we will see everybody there. And
Looking forward.